In studio, we have an advocate of the High Court, that is Titus Mukanzi. And we want to look at stories making headlines around us, like what happened from Monday all the way to Leo. And also the fact that he is a contestant for LSK elections. We will also take a look at that. In the meantime, uko wapi unatusikiza ukiwa wapi?
Yes, uko wapi na unatusikiliza ukiwa wapi? Itapendeza zaidi bana ukituambia unatufuatilia kutoka wapi. Wako wengi tu wale ambao kwamba wanatusikiliza. Ahmed Mtunda pale anasema yes, tunawafuatilia. Maurice Werengai Nyongesa, asante sana kutoka Kabras kule. Karisa Chengo anasema yuko Ukunda pale anatupata. Edison Fondo anasema salimia mrembo hapo kando. Haya, amesalimika. Mstahiki Dickson Mswahili kutoka Watamu kule 003 anasema anatembea nasi lakini Takaungu mji wa Kale Kilifi County nasikiliza. Danson Benson Karani pale, asante sana baba. Felix Iha anasikiliza kutoka Tanzuni kule. Dennis Chai anasema anatupata kwa uzuri kabisa. Niite Captain K Chalana, asante sana. Lakini na MC Tomvi yuko ndani kama K kama kawa.
Thank you so much for listening in. Titus, good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. And yourself?
Good. Karibu, welcome back.
Asante.
You have been traversing the country.
Yes.
About your elections, around your elections that are coming up on the 19th of February.
Yes.
Yeah, do share a bit about that. What role are you vying for?
So I have been away for a number of months now. This is the 7th month campaigning.
Wow.
I'm vying for the position of LSK Coast Representative 2026-2028. This is a role that one gets to be voted by all members of the Law Society of Kenya. And so there is always the need to go out and reach out to members across the country. So I've traversed the country, all counties, all towns, and we are getting to the home stretch, and we hope for the best.
You hope for the best.
Yeah.
What is the role of Coast General Representative in LSK?
And so the Law Society of Kenya is composed of council members, vice president, and the president. So council members are in different categories. We have one general member representing members 25 years and above in practice. We have two general members who are practitioners that can come from anywhere in the country. They are eligible to vie for that position. Then we have four upcountry representatives. Upcountry representatives are ordinarily practitioners from anywhere in the country except Coast and Nairobi. So they have 4 slots. Then we have Nairobi representatives. These the eligible candidates are practitioners from within the jurisdiction of Nairobi.
Yeah.
And it's metropolitan. So they have 3 slots and then 1 for the Coast representative. So I'm vying for that one.
What's your role?
The role of a Coast representative first is to be the voice of the needs of the practitioners from the Coast region, but as well as just like the other council members, be the voice of the rest of the membership. So you agitate for the needs of the membership, but you equally the eye for the specific needs of the practitioners from the Coast.
Yeah. All right. Before I say wish you all the best, I know there's a debate that will be taking place tomorrow as well. Could you highlight more on that? Yeah,
we have a debate scheduled for tomorrow for the positions of Coast representative, vice president, and the president. The same is being undertaken by Mombasa Law Society. It shall be held at the Kenya School of Government Auditorium. And so the debate will start from 9 in the morning.
Okay.
But we shall have met from, say, 8 in the morning. So we hope for a good day tomorrow.
All right. Wishing you all the best.
Best foot forward.
Yeah. Wishing you all the best in the elections and also in the debate tomorrow.
Thank you.
Into matters that are trending in the country right now. One of them is the fact that our president announced that the government is introducing amendment of the law that no more pay as you earn tax for all the 1.5 million working Kenyans who earn 30,000 shillings and below. And first of all, what do you think about this? I know a lot of people have varied opinions around it. One, what do you think about this tax-exempt measure by the government?
Okay. I think this proposal comes shortly after Kenya Revenue Authority announced that they had surpassed their targets for the year, for the third quarter of the year, ending December of 2025. And of course, this would be a good indication that the country is headed in the right direction in terms of revenue. It has been the government's position that we should pay taxes and possibly reduce borrowing. And equally, there have been cries by members of the public that they are overly taxed.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are different ways to look at this. But judging from the past, one is tempted to think that possibly the motive is not very genuine.
Why?
I don't know why it has to come from the president, because there are offices that are tasked to, give approximations and estimates for such taxations.
Who should it come from?
Anyone who has knowledge on matters tax and not a politician. So we wanted to see this from KRA. There's a Commissioner General for KRA. He would have made that announcement, just like he made the announcement that they had surpassed their tax approximations.
Yeah.
And so it coming from a politician, it's one statement that needs to be taken with a pinch of salt, because then one wonders, where was the math done? Does the president understand the implication of raising that bar from 24,000 to 30? Can he tell us how much the government was supposed to collect from the difference of 6,000 and now it's willingly giving it away? So sometimes as a person, I don't celebrate such statements, especially when it's not accompanied with the right calculation, so that we are told the government was supposed to collect this, we are exempting these people, and so the government is willingly giving away these amounts that were supposed to be collected. And no, although we would be happy that there is a category of people who will be exempted from paying taxes, we are equally operating at a time when the country is facing a lot of challenges. And so that on one hand, you want to celebrate that exemption, but on the other side, other sectors are still falling. So if indeed we are intending to take Kenya where Singapore is, as has been said before, and we also intend not to borrow, I wonder how we are supposed to finance government projects when exemptions are given on public rallies.
Do you feel like it's politically instigated?
I would say so. And if you look at the trends in the recent past, the government is carefully giving statements that would otherwise appeal to the low-income earners. We have had the fund. What is the name of
the Singapore
spoke
fund?
about?
No. This one is going around. Nyota fund. The funds are being given to young people across the country, mostly in rallies. Then they come and give testimonies. And if indeed the government is running a fund, there should be a structure. We've seen funds before, Wezo Fund, the Youth Fund. Then we wonder which one is this that is, they have to organize a rally and bring 10 young people to speak about it and say how they started a business with 15,000 or 20,000. And so to a large extent, it's a calculated move by the government to come up with initiatives that look appealing to low-income earners. To what end? You can already tell by certain arrangements that have started to form, and you see State House is being used for UDA rallies, and so if you join those happenings in the country, you are easily to think that there is a hand of politics in all this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Juzi hapa, I think ni last week, Miriam, tulikuwa tunazungumza kuhusiana na venye ni wizara ya fedha, that is inapanga kukopa zaidi within, watakopa zaidi to almost, I don't know how many trillions, yenye inafanya pia banks zinapunguza kukopesha watu wa kawaida. And then wakili ukiangalia, hawa watu wa 30,000 and below hapa nchini ndio watu wengi zaidi. Ukilinganisha na wale wenye wanapata tuseme pengine 50,000 kwenda juu. Na tunatafuta kodi ya kuweza kufadhili budget yetu kama kawaida. Last time ilikuwa na deficit ya around 800 billion, kitu kama hicho. So does it mean serikali ama utawala wa Kenya Kwanza hauja consider kwamba hii deficit yenye tulikuwa nayo last time, alafu wale watu ambao kwamba ni wengi wenye wanafaa kulipa kodi, hao tunawa exempt, tunaacha wale ambao kwamba ni wachache ndio tuokote kodi kutoka kwao. Ni sehemu gani nyingine ambao kwamba tutatumia kujaza ile pengo ambalo kwamba linabaki?
Kwa siku za awali tumesikia serikali ikiwa imetarget watu ambao wana payslip. Hii ilikuwa pale housing levy ilikuwa introduced. Ulisikia rais akisema watu ambao wana payslip ni wabinafsi, hawataki jiunga na taifa kushughulikia maslahi ya jamii nzima. Sidhani serikali kwa upande wake itataka sana ile deficit iendelee kuwa. Wasiwasi yangu ni kuwa huenda lile pengo litajazwa na yule mfanyikazi wa juu. Huenda ni gap ambayo itasukumwa kwa mtu ambaye ana payslip, na ushuru wake ikiongezwa, then serikali haitapata hasara. Hasara itampata huyu mfanyikazi, faida itampata huyu low income earner. Na serikali itakuwa imeshinda. Upande wa kura ukiangalia, wanasema the middle class do not turn up to vote. We just complain on radio like we do now. So sema serikali inatufinya, serikali ni mbaya, lakini siku ya kupiga kura how low income earners watakuwa wengi. So kama watafurahishwa na serikali sasa hivi, itakuwa rahisi kwao sana kusema serikali imetuchunga ili tuondolea ushuru, na kwa wingi wao itakuwa kwa faida ya serikali siku ya kupiga kura. So upande wangu sidhani ile deficit itakuwepo, lakini huenda itasukumwa kwa wale ambao ni wana earn kupita 30,000.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that I'm right now, should there be measures that are put in place to ensure that such a thing is not reversed in the future, right? Like shouldn't there be some safeguards that are meant to prevent future reversal of such a statement or such a directive?
As it is right now, I wouldn't say there are measures to say stop a reversal of such a directive, because the government and different government agencies, including parliament, they have the right to keep reviewing these policies. See now, say in the year 2027 or 2028, there is a finance bill and the government's budget has gone up and they need more money. They will always have to review the different tax obligations that the members of the public carry with them. And therein, they will always review these policies. And that's why you hear, say, this year when the finance bill will be read, you will find maybe there are certain goods that are attracting more taxes than they did in the year 2025.
Yeah.
And then say there are those that will be exempted depending with the direction the government wants to push its agenda on. And so a few years back, we saw when this government came into power, they had some ideas to do with agriculture, and they exempted fertilizer from earning a tax amount. And say a different government will come which will be focused on industrialization, and maybe machinery will attract lower or zero taxes. Say fuel as the levy attached to fuel has kept on varying every other time. And so I don't think as it is now, or even in the future, there would be measures to avoid such variations, because someone else will come and say maybe they want to exempt people up to 50,000. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's now get into wrangles within ODM. We've seen it. We've seen it for quite some time. What do the current wrangles within ODM tell us about the party state post Raila?
I think ODM is one party that has existed for a long time, and for the right reasons. At some point, I have been a supporter of that party.
Yeah.
But I was fortunate to have stopped supporting it before Baba died. And so I can comfortably comment on its affairs as someone who's outside.
Why did you stop supporting it?
For obvious reasons. One, I felt like the party had departed from its beliefs. Second, I think supporters of ODM, we had been used for a long time to help people charter their own paths. We were, politics comes with a lot of emotions. We were made to feel like we would never work with some people, and then without proper explanations, we were made to work with those people, and we were made not to work with others, and then after some time we were made to work with others. Then I just felt like, no, I can be out of that. But your question, I think ODM is facing the challenges it's facing right now because of one, Baba is not there to clarify things on whatever direction ODM needs to take. Second, everyone feels like they were the closest to Baba and they bear his last message. But I think all of them are opportunists from both sides, I would say. They keep saying, Baba said this, Baba said this. But Baba said a lot of things. And not all of them, not all that Baba said is being said right now. Baba said we should do away with CDF. No one is saying that. Right? Baba is on record many times in public forums saying CDF should not be paying bursaries.
Yes.
Most of those who are involved in these wrangles are members of parliament. No one is touching that. Yes. But every one of them wants to comment on what Baba said with regard to either being in government or not. Right? Baba said we need to follow the constitution as it is. And up until that time, maybe when an amendment will be forwarded or something. Can we say any member of ODM right now is urging the government to follow the constitution? Baba was a social justice champion. We don't see anyone in ODM doing that right now. So I don't think... I think the wrangles are happening because Baba is not there, but I don't think any of them is so passionate about what Baba stood for to occasion the wrangles. The wrangles are there because of their own personal interests. Each one of them wants to be in government, and those who don't want to be in government possibly are waiting for a better bargain, because anyway, it's close to 3 months now since Baba died. We see some of them who are on this side have already crossed on this side. Some of them who are on the opposing side, they have crossed to the supporting side. So in my own opinion, I think we will see more of this in the days to come, depending on, they say everyone has a price, depending on how they are bought. It's close, say, to 2 years to before the election, and members of what used to be the biggest and the largest party in the country, and possibly in the region, have already given up on forwarding a candidate. And they are willingly saying we have appointed someone to go to the table and negotiate.
Even if they were to, let's say, appoint a candidate, right? Is it in a position to appoint a candidate? Would it still have the same sway?
I think talking about if it will have the same sway is a little bit too early.
Yes.
Even Azimio, which seems to have disintegrated right now, has appointed someone to lead that coalition.
Yeah, it has.
Well aware that ODM stepped out of the coalition. But you see, they have, I don't want to say balls, they have the intention to get power, because that is the reason why political parties exist. And then at the right time, they can find other coalitions or other parties that are like-minded in ideas, and then partner to clinch power. But what is happening within ODM, they have given up and appointed someone to negotiate. You see, when you negotiate right now, then it means you're not forwarding a candidate. Everyone needs to forward a candidate. Then at the right time, when it's apparent that you can't clinch power alone, you get like-minded parties or coalitions to come together and possibly now have an agreement to get power. But what is ODM doing with UDA? They are going to negotiations well aware they cannot forward a presidential candidate. They have none, actually. So, to me, I think ODM is at a place where those who have been entrusted with leadership are looking for low-hanging fruits. ile itakuja twende tuongee na UDA, ile tutapewa tu ni sawa. So baba alisema, you know, but as I said when I started, baba alisema mambo mengi sana. Mambo mengi. Hata baba pia alisema watu wale waliumizwa na wapendo wao kuuliwa kwa maandamano ya Gen Z wapewe fidia. Kuna mtu yote wa ODM unasikia akisema hayo?
Sijasikia so far.
So I
apart from your learned colleague
Sifuna.
Apart from
Sifuna is level headed. I like what he is doing, but I am not I will not salvage him from my statement that all of them are selfish.
Okay.
Up until we have really proved that indeed he is not into some game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Na mimi swali langu litatoka kwa huyo wakili mwenzako.
Yeah.
He was talking somewhere akasema kwamba the current party leader, whether in acting capacity ama sijui nini, taratibu ya kumweka hapo haikufuatwa. Actually kwenye huo mkutano wa kudecide awe acting party leader, yeye alikuwa Mumbai. Why is it that the party organs with some people wenye wako kwenye hiyo committee wali decide to hurry up kumfanya awe acting party leader, while the constitution yao ya katiba according to Sifuna inasema ili kuwe na uongozi lazima sijui NDC iitwe watu wakachague viongozi.
I think that time when Raila Odinga died kulikuwa na confusion nyingi sana. So lakini confusion haiwezi kuwa excuse ya watu kutofuata sheria. Okay. Najua kulikuwa na nia ya kumweka mtu ambaye angeongoza ODM kwa muda kabla kuwe na kikao rasmi. Na labda if we can compare that time, baba alikuwa anaenda election ya AU.
Yes.
Remember they designated governor wa Kisumu, Anyang' Nyong'o was acting. Yes. But you know that was a bit different because baba ali-delegate. He was the party leader and then he appointed someone. This one was different.
Yes.
The party leader was not there and there was need to appoint a substantive person to act in that capacity. And so if Sifuna makes it clear that the rules within ODM have provided for a procedure to replace someone in that position of a party leader na haikufuatwa, then he is in his right to raise those claims. And that's why I say Sifuna is level-headed. Yeah. He knows what he says.
Easy faction
factions, yeah.
Yes, mbili. Ya side ya Oburu the party leader and then sijui ya upande wao nitasema ni side ya Sifuna, kina Babu, Orengo na Anyang' Nyong'o mwenye yuko cool but yuko hii side nyingine. The other side Sifuna anadai because sponsored. Haya ni maneno amesema iko sponsored na government. Hizo the Linda Ground events pesa zinatoka kwa government because yeye he's one of the signatories wa kutoa pesa kwa account za chama na hajawahi kwenda kukaa chini wakatoa pesa ili kufund hizo events. The last time yenye walitoa pesa ni ile event ya Mombasa. So hiyo pande iko funded na yeye according to him na upande wa serikali. But wao upande huu nani anawapatia nguvu? The Sifunas, the Babus, the Orengos na the rest. Yes, and the Winnies.
I would say politics has a lot of interests. Sometimes when you see people wrangling over an idea, kuna wengine who are possibly behind the scenes. I can't comment on who is financing either faction because it's not something that is well within my knowledge. But because just of the interest I've had with politics, I would say then possibly if no money has been withdrawn from the accounts of ODM, then there might be people financing either sides. But this might also be individuals financing. I'm just extending some benefit of doubt.
Yes.
Because I have been on the campaign trail. Sometimes colleagues would ask you, nani anakufinance? But your answer is, natumia pesa yangu, you know. and some will not believe that it's your money. So
yeah.
because I have experienced that, I don't want to cast aspersions and say that it must be the government financing. They just might be people with common ideas na wana pool resources, wana fundraise na wanafanya mambo yao. Sometimes it's doable. We have had stories of, you remember there was a time where Senator Kakamega Boni Halwale and Kotu SG walikosana. Then the SG akamwambia, I gave you 25 million for politics. You know, ordinarily you would see Halwale campaigning thinking maybe amepewa na government. Kumbe it was a tool you had. You know. Yeah, so at times friends might just come together for a common cause to pool resources. At times people might have sponsors to organize their things.
Looking at ODM, do you feel like there's room for new leadership? And could it happen?
Every election cycle, nature affords us an opportunity to introduce new leadership. Last time when the National Assembly was voted in, 56% of the MPs didn't make back to Parliament. Yeah. And the number might go up this time. Possibly 70 or so % might not come back. So I think the election affords us an opportunity to always recheck our decisions and make new decisions as to the kind of leadership we want. And it applies to all positions, because even the president will be on the ballot. Possibly he will have persons opposing him. It's for us now to decide. Do we want to vote the president back? Do we want to vote new persons in? Do we want to retain our MPs, our MCS? Again, depending with how they have performed, you know. And even when, say, if the president is voted back, or if you have a new president, even at that level, they have an opportunity to rework the leadership. If this government was to come back into power next year, not all CSS will go back, not all PSS will go back. So there's the election cycle, or the election period, is a very important period where the country is given an opportunity to relook into its leadership.
Yeah. With the two factions that we're now seeing, where there are those who are for the government and there are those who are saying no, opposing that union with the government, do you think ODM can still remain relevant nationally if it appears to be divided internally?
ODM is dead. We just tuko ile process. Unaona kule nakotoka mtu akikufa mwili unaenda mochari. Sasa watu wanakuja, wageni wanalia kidogo nini, lakini siku zote mnakaribia siku ya mazishi. Si ndio? Yeah. So I think ODM is on that path. Tutasonga hivyo kidogo. Watu they might register a new party. It will never be that there are two factions within ODM. One will get tired and move out. And once they do that, the remaining faction will be as useless that the government will not even want to enter into any coalition with them. They will be left on their own. Because, you know, the government can be strong if it unites with ODM, or it can be strong if ODM disintegrates without the government uniting with any party. You know? Yes. So from where I am, up until ODM leaders were genuine and they speak to what Baba said, not just on this one factor of being in government or not being in government. If the originator of the ideals of ODM is not there, and the leaders of ODM do not stand by those ideals that ODM stood for many years, then there is no ODM.
So lazima wasimame na kile ambacho kwamba ni msingi wa ODM. Venye Sifuna anasema kwamba chama kilitokamana na masuala ya maandamano.
Na hata sio kwa sababu baba hayuko. Mimi nilianza nikasema nilikuwa mtu wa ODM na nilitoka kama baba yuko.
Bado yuko.
Kwa sababu those ideals si kuona kama bado zilianza kupotea. So nikajitoa. Sasa itakuwaje sahihi na mwenye zile ideals pia hayuko? So tuko kwa ile process. It will take some time, but ODM will. You see, a party like Ford Kenya was a very strong party. We read in history. I was not there. It's ODM. Ford Kenya is there now. How many MPs does it have?
Some less than 10.
10 in Bali. I think it doesn't go beyond 3. You know, like one senator. I think there was an MP from the Luo Nyanza side, and a few. okay, twende hata hiyo 10. It's a very insignificant part. You know, when you speak about national politics, you will easily speak about you
with 3 members.
Apple, sasa. Yeah. So ODM, the name might stick because ODM has assets. ODM has, you know, the name might be there, but how many people will even want to vie with that ticket?
Itakuwa kama KANU.
Do you? KANU is there. That's a very good example. KANU is there.
But it has no any...
Exactly.
Hakuna.
Up until recent, I don't know if the party still exists, KADU was there. It was being led by the late Cyrus Jirongo. You know? But KADU was once a party, ilikuwa ina rival na KANU those days. But ilibaki tu. So the name might be there. Inaweza kosa kukufa because even na Kenya is there. Ili rebrand juzi from 2002. 24 years later, right? But is it a party you can mention when you're mentioning, say, ODM, UDA? It's just a shell of its former past.
Yeah.
ODM
imekufa. Tuko kwa maandalizi ya mazishi.
According to Titus.
According. Yeah. Ni maneno ya wakili.
Hiyo ni yangu. Demandi ni kujie.
Anyway, in the paper today, there's a story about a recommendation to chemically castrate sexual offenders. What's your thought on this?
I think castration is a bit extreme. First, let me start by saying I do not support perpetrators of sexual offenses or sexual crimes. These are crimes that have a lifelong effect on the victims, whichever the age, be it rape, be it defilement, be it all the other classifications of sexual offenses. But you know, I say castration is extreme because I'm looking at punishment from a different angle. One, punishment should be used for correction. Punishment should be used to take, in some cases, to take back the victim to the position they were before. Say offenses like obtaining by false pretense. So the victim of obtaining wants their money back. So the court can give an order that you, if you're found guilty and if you have pleaded guilty to those charges, you retribute your victim. So kama ni pesa yenyewe ulichukua 2 million, give it back. But now what is a castration geared to achieve? Because castration is a scientific process to inhibit one's ability to, say, either have sexual urges or reproduce and such things. And so why are we throwing in the, say, for example, right to reproduce as a punishment for sexual offenses? I think the law as it is right now, the Sexual Offences Act as it is right now, is one of the legislations that are very extreme in how they prescribe punishment. And so that the sexual offenses currently prescribes a minimum punishment. You know, most legislations prescribe a maximum, so that they say if you're found stealing, asifungwe kuzidi kifungo cha miaka 7. So the court can always give you 6, can give you 5, depending with the situation of your case. You know, unaweza patikana na kitu iliibiwa na koti kiangalia ni kama unasema hiyo siku haukuwa Mombasa, ulikuwa Kisumu, lakini kwa vile ulipatikana naye wacha tumpe miaka 3. Ingawaji sheria inasema isipite miaka 7. But as the Sexual Offences Act gives a minimum, so that it says if you're found guilty of a sexual offense, say with a victim of this age, your minimum sentence should not be below 40 years. So even when the court wants to be lenient with you and the circumstances of your case, utapewa 40. You see how extreme the punishment is. My thinking would be we shouldn't introduce punishment that otherwise changes the abilities of the convicted person. Okay? let's just maintain the punishment as it is, or even if we think it's not sufficient, which I don't agree from where I sit, let's enhance the punishment as they are, so that we say minimum is 40, we want to push it to 50. But castration, some of these people who are found to have defiled children are even people of very senior ages, 60 years. What would castration to a 60-year-old do? Do they want to find more children? Or we think... And I took time to read on that topic. In Poland, castration is mandatory, but scientists have proved that it is not very efficient to inhibit reproduction or even, say, hamper sexual urges.
Don't you think we're thinking more in the line of the perpetrator than the victim?
So that's a good approach to or maybe angle to introduce to the conversation. However, most times the law as it is provides the victim with solace that they have received justice. But do they really receive justice? Because I think after court processes, victims still have to knock to other doors to receive justice. They still have to go through counseling. They still have to get necessary support for them to recover well. And sometimes they never recover. They still walk with trauma and all that. And so what help does it extend to the victim that they know their perpetrator was castrated? What does it make them feel like?
All right.
Or are we saying the problem that is faced with our community is that we have a lot of people with sexual urges, so we want to stop that, or we want to threaten that we will stop that so that sexual offenses do not happen? We have been engaged with Mombasa Law Society in a number of legal aid clinics. And also sometimes people from our communities do not even understand what the law prescribes with these punishments. Maybe we even need to refocus and teach our people in the communities what the law expects of them. Because sometimes these cases are, say, forwarded, and even families of victims are ready to negotiate to be paid, and we tell them, no, you can't negotiate such a crime. And is this the same victim that we are telling now, the perpetrator akiwa castrated, now this is justice to you? When well aware, they even don't know that you shouldn't negotiate, you shouldn't consent to any out-of-court settlement, have this case forwarded to court, have the person acquitted. They don't even know of, not acquitted but convicted. They don't even know of the perpetrator being convicted. But we want to tell them now the perpetrator will be castrated. Let's disseminate proper information to members of the public through legal aid clinics. This can be done even through the Office of the Attorney General, if the government wants. So that knowledge is out here that the law prescribes for certain punishments, and possibly through awareness, some of these numbers will go down on sexual offenses. All
right. Thank you for making time today, Titus.
Thank you.
We have been looking at stories making headlines around us, and of course just looking at what's happening within ODM party, and with the tax exemption of anybody who earns 30,000 and below, and then also to a proposition that those who commit a sexual offense get chemically castrated. Food for thought. I mean, it's a conversation that we'll still have. It is 9. Good morning. We'll be right back.